Probably it's going to be none, but whatever. My name is Fear Genocide, and as always, for this time of year, as a little bit of posterity and sort of celebration for myself for the time that I created the identity of Fear Genocide, which by some coincidence ended up being December 31st of, I believe, 2010. I'd have to double check that, but that's sounds about right. We'll count down my top 5 favorite games of the year. Probably do another video later on about why some games I did love or ones I missed didn't make it on the list, but that's a topic for a different time. So first things first, 3 ground rules as always. 1, I had to have played it. So if there was a game I didn't play for one reason or another, obviously can't be on here. 2, had to have come out in the US in 2017. Because, all on one hand, it's a bit of a annoyance that some games are released in other regions first and don't get ported to the US so well later. I'm looking at you, fucking Mega Dimension. Yeah, that came out in Japan 2015, didn't come out here till 2016, but again, I'm going on sidetrack here. But again, rule 2, released in the US in 2017, because otherwise how else am I gonna fucking play it? Rule 3, no remasters or re-releases. It has to be its original US release in 2017. So, as much as I like Doom and Skyrim on my Switch, they're not allowed. As much as I like Gravity Rush Remastered on PS4, not allowed. Although I do love Gravity Rush and Gravity Rush Remastered. So, those are 3 rules. So let's hurry on and get on with number 5. Alright, so for number 5, this one, some people disagree with it being this long list, but it's Mario Odyssey. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Mario Odyssey. It's fantastic. Hell, I was even playing it earlier on my Switch when I had to be somewhere else with family. Now, like I literally just said, I love it, but at the same time, 3D platformers aren't really my shtick. That doesn't mean I don't like it, doesn't mean I don't love it, because I really do love the game. It's just, it isn't as much me. Which, the other games that are higher up on it do fit me more. But that doesn't mean that Mario Odyssey is not an amazing game, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to spend a lot of time playing it in the future, because it's probably the most fun I've had with a Mario game since Super Mario 64, and that game is a massive part of my childhood, and I swear to God, when they put Virtual Console on the Switch, assuming they do, and if they have a Nintendo 64 games on there with Super Mario 64, that's going to be the first one I goddamn buy, I swear to God, because I will be taking Super Mario 64 on my Switch with me everywhere when I can. But, I mean, really, what is there that I can say about it? It's one of the most fantastic Mario games that's come out in years. It's probably one of the finest 3D Mario games, if not the finest. There's really not a lot to say about it that hasn't been said. And the amount of collecting in it is a boon for people who want to get value out of their games. Such as me. I mean, come on. Part of the reason why I love Neptunia so much is I'm bound to get hours upon hours out of each game. I have 150, 170 hours in Mega Dimension? Yeah, I have a problem. Okay. Got that out of the way. So on to number 4. Alright, so at number 4 we have Nier Automata. Now, honestly, this and Mario, I went back and forth on which one was going to be 4 and which one was going to be 5. In fact, a lot of, I knew which 5 games would be in the top 5, but the exact order I'm literally finalizing as I'm doing this at 9:30 on December 31st. I'm doing this last minute. A lot of procrastination and family occurrences have popped up, so I'm doing this a little later than I'd like. Oh well. But Nier Automata is fucking fantastic. I mean, Platinum Games knows what they're doing. Anyone who hates on Platinum, if you exist, I don't know how you can. How you can hate on them. I get how you can exist. It's called your parents fucked, but sure, it's not the amazing visual masterpiece that some games try to be. Aside from the character models, everything's pretty dull, but at the same time, you could say that's an artistic choice. Because there's a lot of this game that is fucking, very deep, very well made. It is honestly just one of the most fun experiences to just sit down and really dive deep into that I've had this year. Honestly, if it weren't for some of the other games on this list, it could easily be the top one for this year for me. But there's been some damn good games this year. Like, honestly, even without the release of the Switch, us gamers have had a good fucking year. Aside from, Battlefront. Fuck you, EA. Just saying. But Platinum Games did an amazing job with Nier Automata. It is a masterpiece in and of itself, and honestly, if you have the ability to play it and you don't have a whole shit ton on your plate right now, get it, play it, enjoy it. And whatever you do, do not get the freaking last one of the main endings until you've gotten everything else. Once you find out what it is, you will understand why. But without wasting any more time, let's go on to number 3. Alright, number 3. This is going to be one that I know a lot of people disagree with me on, and honestly, I have a problem disagreeing with myself on it. This one is honestly a hard choice. Almost as hard a choice as I had last year between Doom and Mega Dimension. Like, these top 3, well, the top 1, it's just a matter of the amount of joy I got from the game, but number 2 and number 3 are 2 games that are very similar, to the point where literally only 2 factors are really, maybe 3 factors if I'm really trying to dig deep, are determining why one is above the other. But number 3, I have to put it as Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It is, by all means, an amazing game, and one of, if not the single best games I have on the damn Switch. I have spent many hours playing it. I haven't even really bothered trying to go after Ganon yet, because I'm just having fun exploring the world. I have the DLCs, I've completed the Champions Ballad quest, I have the Master Cycle 0, and that in and of itself is fucking fun. Just the motorcycles was worth the price of the DLC for me, because that makes the game so much more fun. Just driving around Hyrule on a fucking motorcycle. I love it. It's amazing. Honestly, the only real downsides I have for the game are the freaking annoying. That's not really a major thing. And the weapon degradation gets on my nerves a little. I'm not really a fan of weapon fragility and degradation like that. But again, that's just personal preference. But as with Mario, really, what is there to say about Zelda Breath of the Wild that hasn't already been said? It's a fantastic game. And honestly, if you have a Switch and you don't have it, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's amazing. If you have a Wii U and you don't have it, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you have a system that can play it and you don't have it, why don't you have it? Is really all that can be said. It is a fantastic game. The creators should be very proud of themselves. But honestly, I'm having a really hard time coming up with stuff to say for these games, because they are, so far, all 3 have been so amazing that really, there's not a lot to say that other people haven't beaten me to the punch on months ago. But on to number 2. Alright, so when I said that these 2 games were similar and then I had number 3 as Breath of the Wild, it should make it obvious which one's number 2. Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, again, some people disagree with me on this, but Horizon Zero Dawn is fucking amazing, and I do enjoy it more than Breath of the Wild for 3 pretty much main reasons. 1, the climbing in Breath of the Wild can get on my nerves, especially when it rains. 2, the weapon fragility can get on my nerves. I'm not really a fan of those sort of things. I mean, at this point in the game, it doesn't really bother me as much, because I do have a large enough arsenal of stuff hanging around, and I have the Master Sword, so I don't really have to worry as much. But it's still kind of annoying. And 3, the setting. I'm not usually as much of a fan of fantasy settings. It's not really my thing, which is why until the Switch came out, Skyrim really didn't attract me that much. But now the idea of, oh hey, I can play this big adventure on the go, now I'm attracted to it, and now I really enjoy it. But for on my PS4, it doesn't really attract me as much. But at the same time, sci-fi is something I really like. In Horizon Zero Dawn, it doesn't take long to tell. It's got a lot of sci-fi in it. I mean, come on. robot dinosaurs using bow and arrow. I own a fucking bow and arrow. Well, multiple arrows, but you get my point. And it's got a pretty interesting story when you actually like go through it. I kind of would have liked to have seen more of the world before everything got fucked up. I'm not going to reveal how it gets fucked up, because it's a pretty interesting thing. I mean, honestly, I didn't think the plot was going to go in exactly that direction. I thought it was going to go something along those lines, but the exacts of it, I didn't really see that coming. I thought it was going to be more sunshiny than it was. But that's actually pretty good, too. I mean, it's a beautiful game. It's a fun game. The setting is interesting. The story is interesting. And really, only thing missing from it is the goddamn Master Cycle Zero. You have any idea how much more fun Horizon Zero Dawn would be with a fucking motorcycle? Neither do I, because it doesn't exist. But I want it to exist now that I just thought about it. Fucking Aloy with a goddamn motorcycle made out of a Thunderjaw's head or some shit. That'd be awesome. Oh god, it's too late in the night for me to be doing this shit. Alright, on to number 1. Okay, so, as I referenced previously, number 1, it's not really a game where I know a lot of people wouldn't really even put this on the top 5. But it's one of those things where, for me, it's just a game that brings me a lot of joy and entertainment. It makes me physically happy. And if I'm having a bad day or just really need a pick-me-up, I can just put it in and sit there, have a good time, and legitimately, honestly smile and enjoy myself. It's one of those games where it's like, I've never needed to struggle to find fun in it. It's not one of those things where I need to add a little asterisk of requires friends to be fun. It's literally just a thing where I put it in, I start playing, and I'm smiling. And isn't that the point of a game? To make you happy? To entertain you? Which is why, for freaking this year's my favorite game of the year would have to be Cyber Dimension Neptunia. It's the first Neptunia game of its pretty much of its kind. It's essentially a giant piss take at MMOs, so it's goofy like that. It's in a new engine, well, for Neptunia anyways, it's in Unreal Engine 4, so not really a new engine, but for the series it is. It is visually the most appealing Neptunia game. It has the same sort of writing goofballiness that we'd expect. The gameplay isn't that deep, but at the same time, it's not overly deep. So it's something that I don't really need to think about. I can just sit down and have fun with it. And because of how they write the characters, just like with all the other Neptunia games, it's like just sitting down and playing a game with friends, pretty much. It's just a fun time, and I love it. And not gonna lie, I really want to be playing it right now, but I really want to do this too. So chances are, while I'm getting this done, I'm gonna be trying to play that. I'm literally just staring at the damn box right now, resisting the urge to play that instead of doing this. I need to focus, because I need to edit this shit. But really, for that game, I'd say there's only 2 main issues. One, I could go with a few more dungeons, and 2, where the fuck is Uzume as a playable character? Guys, you forgot half your fucking characters. You forgot IF, you forgot Kampa, you forgot Pishi, you forgot Plutia, you forgot Uzume, you forgot Tamsoft. I mean, they're all in the game, just not playable. Hell, I'd even take fucking Ray Wrights as a goddamn playable character. That one would have been interesting, and you know it. Where's Gold Third as playable characters? They don't even physically appear in the game. You see them speak to someone, like you see the text box of them, of them speaking, but you don't actually ever even see them. It's like, why can you not show me this? Let me play as them. I want to have a fucking party of goddamn the Purple Heart, like the NPC god Purple Heart, Neptune, Uzume, and Sisha, because that would be fucking hilarious. Or maybe instead of Purple Heart, Uni. I don't know. Depends on how I feel for the day. But that would have been hilarious, but kind of got robbed of that. But you know what? It's still a game that I can just sit down and have fun with. And honestly, the franchise itself is just, in general, something I could just sit down and enjoy myself with. Now, that being said, chances are next one ain't even gonna be on, like, next one that comes out ain't even gonna be on the list because it's a re-release, but whatever. But yeah, there you have it. Mario, Nier, Zelda, Horizon, Nep. Those are the top 5 games that I really enjoyed this year. Not to say that those are the only 5 games I enjoyed this year, because even just looking at my shelf, I can see multiple games that aren't on this list that I enjoyed profusely. God damn, I keep mixing up 2 of them visually. I keep seeing one I think is another, but we'll get to that at a different time. So everyone have a great day and have a great 2018.